Welcome, mortal fools, to the most terrifying, spectacular show on Earth. Fasten your seatbelts and hold on tight, and take a ride with the Dark Carousel Podcast. Welcome, mortals! Let's fucking ride! On the DCP!
Hello, everybody.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Top of the
Hi.
morning to ya.
Top of the morning to ya.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, love. Hello, love. Hello, governor. Hello, everybody. And welcome to Season 7. Just kidding. Season 6, Episode 8, guys.
Yeah.
It is Friday the 13th.
You don't know.
You don't know. Today's Friday the 13th, guys. Let's go on this lovely Friday the 13th special.
On our favorite rocket ship.
We are greeting you guys with one of the most important people in the haunted house industry. Guys, we
We told you we were cooking something.
are finally going to talk to the man himself behind all of these wonderful creations.
From the great woods of terror,
From Greensboro, North Carolina,
we give you
Eddie Bone Daddy McLaurin. Guys, we are finally going to sit down with this gentleman.
So tonight, this evening,
We are.
he has agreed to sit down and give us a chat.
And it's what's really cool about this is I look up to this man not only as an amazing haunt owner, but the inspiring stuff and he has so much inspiration in the haunt community, so much respect.
Yep.
And it's shown and it's noticed in the fact of all the stuff that he does for his characters and makes them feel like they're somebody's. He promotes them. He shows the world. And if it wasn't for this man to step foot in 1991 on the freaking lands of Greensboro, North Carolina, and just create a monster out of a graveyard and turned it into an amazing festive venue.
Well, again, the cool thing is, like I said, everybody that we've worked with over the years, there's been a handful of them that actually worked at Woods of Terror. Woods of Terror, and they've all had nothing but good things to say about him and the love and passion he has just for his actors alone. So that's a good thing because, honestly, in our industry and in our experience, we've met a lot of haunt owners. They treat it more of a money maker
Like a business.
than they do about family. Now, don't know. We've had a handful of haunt owners that were more about, I don't care about the money. I'm about helping these kids and helping them get off the streets and just giving them something to believe in.
But this man, I don't think he means to put himself out here like this, but this is how we see him. When someone says, well, what are you guys into? We're into haunted houses.
Yeah.
Well, what's so good about haunted houses? Woods of Terror is a prime example of why it's so important to have a great fucking team. Dude, Eddie Bone Daddy McLaurin? Dude, we've talked about this for years.
Yeah.
We've literally, for 6 whole fucking years, guys, we have been trying to reach this guy and try. Well, I wouldn't say 6 years, but it was just a really good.
How about you send that link to him?
It was a really good passion to just do it, and it was finally we were finally able to have the opportunity to finally someone wrote back from Woods of Terror. And I was like, no way, dude. And I remember.
Yeah, I know. I got it in the background. I know. It ain't hurt.
I remember that, the I don't know, the passion that this man puts out, and just all of my friends that's ever been out there and talked, And like we live in Ohio. North Carolina is what, like 8 hours away from us?
Yeah, it just depends on, I
But
guess,
he
the
has
route
people from different
Yeah.
parts of the country to
that
come
just
work
travel to
there.
go work there.
And they always say that his experiences that he puts out, the Midway parade, the Midway is so fucking important there. You have live rock shows, you have national anthems, you have the way he supports America. Everything about this man is
I just hope your phone sent it right.
No, what?
I don't know.
No, yeah, I made sure that I got the proper email.
Because, like I said, last time we just went through this, and then when we did the scare screen.
Oh no, I know. But everything was just.
The only reason I even brought this up was that because what it does is it'll show that they joined, and it gives like a minute or two before they actually jump on. I was just watching it, but
Yeah, dude,
so.
it's just really cool to.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Nope, I don't hear him.
Yeah, we don't hear anything from you, from your end.
We don't know sound.
I don't think. Can you see us, Ed?
Got me? Yeah, I can
There
see
we
you.
go.
There we are.
We got it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how's it going, man?
It is a great pleasure, sir.
Well, thanks for having me on. Yeah, just got off the Bobcat. We are doing so much stuff this year. I'm all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, dude, honestly, I'm going to tell you, it is a complete honor to have you on our show. It's honestly been one of my dreams to speak with you because I'm a huge fan of you and all the work that you put inside your attraction, and just like you inspired us to do a lot of stuff. So I appreciate that so much. But I'll introduce myself. My name is Arthur. I'm one of the owners of the Dark Carousel Podcast. And then next to me, you're going to see yourself in the background so the audience can see what's going on and stuff. And next to me is Steve. He's the other owner.
Yep.
Him and I together, I have 20 years of experience in the haunted industry.
That
and
screen's driving me nuts. I want to straighten that out.
he has over 30
30
years.
Yep.
And, with our job and duty for what we're doing on this podcast is to speak to all these individuals and hear their story and their passion about haunting. And you're one of the biggest inspirations that we have for the haunt community.
We've been following you for years. We love it.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. Where do y'all live at?
We are actually in Middletown, Ohio.
Okay.
So
There's a lot of houses there.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
We work at one of the biggest ones in the state, which is Land of Illusion.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And we're out there, and
We've actually, over the years, we've worked on different projects with actually some of the actors that's actually worked with you out there at Woods of Terror over the years. We've done little stuff. So we've worked with Mischief.
Yeah.
We've worked with Moist.
Yeah.
So we've worked with a couple people on different projects over the years and stuff, and we've always wanted to, get actually with you and actually, sit down and talk with you. And again, it's
an honor.
it's awesome.
And we definitely have quite a few questions. We wanted to hear your story and your passion about what you do in the business and what you do for the haunt community. And that's basically how we're going to be running the show today. And we typically do this for about an hour an episode, and you can go back in that Bobcat and start digging.
All right.
All right, cool. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and doing this for us.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Well, if you can, could you introduce us to who you are and what haunt you work for and have, and we'll start from there.
All right. Well, I'm Eddie McLaurin, owner operator of Woods of Terror. I started in 1991. Never had any haunting experience. Just wanted to have fun. And AKA Bone Daddy.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been doing Bone Daddy for probably about 16 years now. I don't know, maybe 18. Time flies. But I used to dress up as Brandon Lee, the Crow, in the beginning.
Mhm.
And, took quite a few years off doing maintenance and running the show in the background. And running to Devin Seiler, one of the best maintenance men I ever had, probably the best. And it allowed me to take the earphones off and go out in the Midway and be Bone Daddy. So that's been a great experience. And I love meeting the fans and getting to hear their stories about how far they're driving and how many years they've been coming. And now I got people coming and saying, yeah, my dad brought me here when I was a kid. So that makes you feel old, but it makes you feel good too.
Yeah, creating memories is the most important thing, especially creating an experience too, so you can always have those memories. And really, what we've seen, we've never been to Woods of Terror, but we've seen Woods of Terror all over our feeds for years. And the just everything that we hear from anyone and everybody is nothing but good. And I love that. I love the fact of how you really show your love for what you do.
All right, so I'm gonna let you know we're gonna be open one night in August, August 23rd. If you guys can make it, it's a big influencer night and a private event, but it's gonna be a daytime tour.
Okay.
Walk through questions. Alan Hobbs going to be speaking later that day. We'll have the band come out, play till dark. Once it's dark, we're going to open the show and take you through in the dark.
So, oh wow, that would be so cool. Awesome. That would be amazing.
Now another big thing that we got from everyone that we've talked to that knows you, that's worked with you, is your passion for the actors and the love that you have for them and how you always watch out for them.
Well, I appreciate that, but a lot of these kids and people have been through a lot of stuff, and man, this is the land of the misfits. And a lot of people don't have the kind of family they should have, but they can have family here. And I've had some incredible people in the past, and the people that are here now. And I tell them I can build the sets and I can make it look good, I can make it look amazing, but if they don't get out there and give their heart and soul, the people will feel the difference in the show. If I want to be an actor-driven haunt, so that's what we strive for, and I love my actors, and they do a great job.
Heck yeah, they do. And what really inspired you to find these amazing actors that you do?
Well, once we started, I realized real quick it was about my actors and how good they were or how bad they were, and so then we started venturing out and getting a couple of guest actors. And then I could see how a couple of great guest actors or good guest actors could really amp up my show and bring something different.
Yeah.
And I'm working as many people as I know how to work here, and then sometimes filling out my midway. The midway at times can have 2,000 people in it, and 11 actors
just ain't enough.
That's tough to carry. That gives you 200 people, or about. If you had, I need sometimes I need 25 in there on a Saturday night.
No, I feel that 100%.
And it's worked out great, and we've gotten some great guest actors coming in, and now we've got a tradition of it, and it really helps Woods of Terror and sets us apart from a lot of other haunted houses.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And you guys stand out significantly, and that's really cool. And the most important thing I've learned, the heart of the haunt is your midway. What inspired you to really push yourself to make the midway more stand out than anything else?
Well, probably going back to, I'd have to think, 1998 through 2002. My show was growing so fast, and I would see 1,500, 2,000 people standing in a straight line all the way out to the highway. And I'm like, I got to make money off of these people. I'm missing my opportunity here.
Yeah.
And so I was moving a lot of stuff out into a field, and it just so happened I needed to move some more around, and it was working me to death. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make a midway. It's about an acre big. And over the last couple of years, I've just learned how to perfect it. In the beginning, I started asking people around, and what many people doing the way I do it. So there wasn't a lot of people I could get advice from, or what mistakes to make. So naturally I'd do something and make a mistake, and next year I change it. I think we're running 23, 24 years on that.
That's awesome.
And, in the beginning, you couldn't have seen there wasn't a midway nowhere in sight. Now, I don't know about the whole world, but in North Carolina, there ain't a haunted house without a midway. Yeah. But it does make you a lot more money. And, we added alcohol 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And man, when the people come in, they can use the bathroom, go to the gift shops, get alcohol, have a good time.
Yep.
We queue about 400 at a time. So your wait is not that long, and it seems like it was so short.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're even probably the midway will be the best it's ever been this year. Adding a couple more things, taking out some old stuff, and actually even building a stage for the Dead City Collective. They're going to have their own stage this year.
Awesome.
and they'll be doing some aerial acts and hoops acts. So we have to build a little bit bigger than I thought, but it'll be worth it. And a lot of people waiting will get to see this acts before they go in. And I've started noticing about 3 or 4 years ago, people have all access passes, and I'm like, you can go in right now. And they're like, oh no, I just want to stay in the Midway and have fun, and I'll go in when I'm ready. So I never started noticing that till about 3 or 4 years ago. But a lot of people will come and hang out, and it's hard to get the word out to say, hey, come here, spend the night, stay all night, have a good time. And so many people are used to going to one haunted house and trying to catch another one.
Yeah.
But so you gotta train the people. So we're having to train them and saying, hey, you can come here and stay the whole night and have a great time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, like, are you specifically trying to have when you have your entertainers out there, not the ones that's on stage, but do you also have roamers that roam through the Midway and stuff to entertain the crowd? Is that a thing out there?
Yeah, so we have anywhere from 12 to about 20.
Holy hell.
Depending on the weekend, depending on the night, who's coming in. And, I like to do at least one person per 100. So on Saturday night, if I'm looking at 2,000 people in the Midway, I want to have 20 people in there.
Wow.
So that's our ratio. And we've got 12 permanent roamers. And then, of course, we're adding in guest actors, and it could go. I think one night last year it was 27 was in there at one night.
Jeez. Wow. And so when it comes to the space-wise, is it a little over 45 acres or is it more?
Well, I own right at 45, and I'm leasing another 10. So.
Oh, wow. So you're expanding.
I've got a 20-year lease on that. Trying to purchase that over the next year or two, but probably using right at 40, at least 40 of it for the Woods of Terror.
That's awesome. Wow. That's so cool.
That would include, of course, that's going to include 10 acres of parking.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's the good thing. I mean, I will say about, the haunt we work at, it's the owner, he's constantly, every year he's always expanding, just like you. And we only have 6 attractions at ours. And then Arthur and I, we both are roamers, but Arthur also does makeup too. So he's got to squeeze everything in. Mm-hmm. So at our park, we're roaming, and everything was cemented. I don't know, about 10 years back? They just got everything cemented. Yeah. Because here in Ohio, it rains like cats and dogs, especially during the haunt season, which it seems like we can't ever hardly get a decent weekend. So the owner cemented and blacktopped a lot of everything, so to keep everybody out of the mud, of course. So our haunted trail is the only thing that, like, if it rains or gets affected, that's the only thing they might have to close down. And usually they'll just go crazy with it anyways, as long as it's not lightning. So we're used to running around, like you said, entertaining, 2,000, 3,000 people. But the only difference is you got more roamers than we do. There's only usually 8 of us.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that's really interesting. So when before Woods of Terror, it was a junkyard. That's what I read about at one point, or was that just something that I'm just reading about?
That's part of the made up motif that I added to it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So what?
All the stuff was here been drug in by me on a trailer for years.
Hey, blood, sweat, and tears. That's all that matters. That's awesome. So what were like the early years like building up from the ground up?
In the early years, the first 10 years, I didn't know about Transworld. So, man, it was a lot of junk. And I even took trees and built rooms and black plastic. And, quickly into the 12th, 13th year, I said, okay, no more black plastic. That looks bad. We gotta step it up. And it got introduced to Transworld, saw that thing and like, okay, there's more to this.
Yeah, Transworld is a monster.
I remember talking to Ben Armstrong, and I said, Ben, what do you do for a living? I do heating and air. And he says, well, I do Halloween. I said, no, I mean your 40-hour week job. And he goes, no, I do Halloween. And I said, that's what I want to do. So I started traveling around on Sundays. I'd go to Headless Horseman, Randy Bates, all them bigger name haunted houses, check them out, saw what they were doing. I saw a lot of stuff I liked. I saw stuff I didn't like, brought it back here and switched it up, changed it, just started growing. And it's just been an amazing ride. I would have never thought it would have been this big and this much, but if you put your hard sweat and tears, like you said, into something, you can turn it into something.
You really can. You really can.
Yeah. Now, how long does it take you to get Bone Daddy all up in character?
I can do it in about an hour.
Really?
About 30 minutes for the hair and 30 minutes for the makeup.
Yeah. About to say the hair, just over the years, like with us doing all different makeup and working with different people that's tried the mohawks, I've always had it took me forever to get the hair to stand up just right. We had the one night we tried that we tried hair gel, he tried hairspray, we tried all different stuff on this one kid, and by the end of the night his hair was so greasy and jelly. We had to take hair dryers on both sides to get it somewhat stiff, and even then though his mohawk was only a half hawk.
But yours is always just sticking up.
Yours is perfect.
Yeah, I've been blessed with a great hairdresser over the last couple of years.
Well, you got it.
Yeah, you definitely got that one. That's awesome. Now, what really inspired you to be Bone Daddy?
Well, if I just tell you truthfully, I was married once before and went to Trans World and came home and said, "Girl, I missed you like crazy shit. I didn't miss you at all." And I said, "Do what?" She left. And that year is the same year I started working for Woods of Terror full time. And I said, you know what? I don't have to answer to nobody. I'm going to cut a mohawk. I'm going to dye red and I'm going to carry a snake.
Yep.
So it really started off as a joke. The news crew came out, put the camera in my face and said, "Hey, what's the name of the snake?" Man, I didn't know you named a snake. So I said, I named it after my ex-wife. Her name is Dawn. Beautiful to look at, but sneaky as a snake. They printed that on the first page of the Newton Record in Greensboro.
Did you get a call the next day?
Oh, yeah. What the hell are you doing? So ended up going to Myrtle Beach Bike Week that year. I drove my casket car.
Awesome.
Walked in down there to a leather shop, and there hung Bone Daddy's jacket. And I said, "That's mine, going home with me." And I walked into Midway the next year, and somebody said, "What's up, Bone Daddy?" And that was it.
Yeah, go on. There it is.
It's stuck ever since.
That's so cool. That's
Well, now we know the name.
Now we know the name. Fuck yeah. That's so nice. Oh, darn. Now, when it comes to your haunted attractions, how many do you have?
So right now we're pushing right at 16 attractions.
Wow.
Theme different and different costumes, different music, whole setup different. And nowadays with these kids doing the TikTok stuff and flicking up every now and really hard to hold their attention. So I've used different sets and different designs and different attractions to keep them engaged and to keep their attention on the haunted house. So I think that's why we have so many and changing it up and we go through the rampant of everything here.
Yeah, I've noticed like with your guys' scenery is so unique because it's like you're in the woods, just the way it looks and just the way it feels. And you have all these, attractions just standing out. But what really got you to the point of, it's like, all right, you have your first attraction. What else do I need to do? What really inspired you to do more?
Well, when I was about 23, 24, I thought I'm going to build the biggest, the best, and the longest haunted house. And now I'm going, oh yeah, I got the longest. It takes a lot of work. But that was just my attitude. It didn't matter if I was playing checkers or basketball. I wanted to be the best, and I wanted to win. So I took that competitive spirit, put it in the Woods of Terror, and I could just, I've got this book that says once you meet up with what you were born to do, it all comes together. And I really feel like I was born to do this.
That's awesome.
It just, where I think I've seen other haunted houses, they struggle with the sets or the designs. I see it and I look at it and I'm like, man, I understand what they need to go different here to make this flow right. Mm-hmm. So it's just, everybody's got a special gift. I think I have a special gift to make it flow right and make it fit. And, a lot of people use shotgun terror, I call it. So you might go from an alien scene to a Texas house scene to an Egyptian scene. And I've always hated that kind of style. So I broke it out and broke different. I do a facade mainly for each haunted attraction. And I introduce you to a new set. A lot of the scares may be the same, but they're presented in a different way.
Okay.
I just think I had a natural to lay the show out right.
To really make things just flow like it's rolling down the hill. Yeah. There's no bumpy ride or anything. It just makes sense.
So what was the hardest haunt that you have, what was the hardest one to design?
We just built the Baba Yaga last year. That
Mhm.
was tough.
Mhm.
It was probably the worst piece of property I had, so I had to spend. I spent 2 or 3 months prepping the ground, bobcat and work, and having to move dirt just to prep it. And so it's probably the Baba Yaga. Probably my favorite to build was I did the back of Texas, what I call it, garage style, where you have telephone pole shed and Studebaker, and I mean, there's probably 25,000 pieces in that
Yeah.
set.
Wow.
And just to build that thing and to go around traveling to antique shops, yard sales, collecting it, I probably, when we did the back of mortuary, I had collected caskets for 12 years and
Mm.
there's 59 in the back room.
Holy crap.
So, and it
Damn.
takes quite a while to get those added up.
Yeah.
But they're all fun in a different way. This year we scattered ourselves out a little bit. Last year, huge mortuary, huge Baba Yaga, and this year we're probably doing 10 different sets and 10 different spots, not as big. So we're really changing the show a lot this year.
Well, it's pretty wild that you mentioned that the Baba Yaga, because we have a similar situation. Our owner at our haunt, he got mad one year because our haunted trail, it was based off 4 different zones. That's how long it is. It's 4 different zones. Well, zone 2, he come in and he was aggravated. It was overgrown during the summer. Nobody took care of it, and he just thought, you know what? I don't like this. I want to change this. He literally went in with his bulldozer one day and leveled it within 2 hours.
Yeah.
Times 3. I mean, he left everything in there, scenes, everything. He mowed it down.
Yeah, it was done.
There was a big burn pile at the end of the zone.
Yep.
We come in and we're like, why is this so clean and flat? And they said, boss man went nuts with the bulldozer.
And all he said, he's like, the Amish are coming. And then the Amish came.
They
and
came and they literally, they built it's a whole zone 2 was based off, like I said, the Baba Yaga. And they built this huge
like floating house.
floating house. It was supposed to be like Baba Yaga's house.
Yep.
It was wild.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing on the work that they put in. And just like you said, he went in and went nuts. And just the bulldozer thing had me cracking up because he didn't tell nobody nothing. He just fired it up and he literally put the blade down and just went cruising and mowed it down. And it's pretty hilly back there. When he got done, it was flat.
Yeah, so he did some work on that one.
Yeah.
I know they talk about me around here. They're like, "Oh shit, Eddie's on the bobcat."
He's getting creative.
Hey, just watch out. That's the biggest thing about it. Now, when it comes to like your Midway, I love just the atmosphere of what we've seen and stuff. And it was mentioning a bunch about, talking, the guys, you guys really represent America by doing a national anthem. And I respect that a lot because that is not a lot of haunts do that. You guys don't take time to stop, sing the Pledge of Allegiance, and then you send them on your way. I respect that because some people just don't care enough, but you do. And that's what's really so inspiring about you is not only you're having fun, you're building this huge community for everybody, but you're also, guys, we're not just a haunt, we're a huge family. And you guys really just the Pledge of Allegiance really gets me. I'm like, dude, I love
I've never seen anybody do it.
No, that is so cool. You're starting the game.
Yeah. I just, I thought a couple years ago when I started building my Midway, I said, I want this great opening, this great ceremony where people come in and go, oh, I guess Woods of Terror's open. So, I thought of what I could do that really started off with high schools coming in and the courses would come in and sing it. And then we would do the parade. And they started being late and they couldn't sing it. I had somebody from American Idol that forgot the words.
Oh, no.
I asked a couple of actors, I said, you play the guitar and you play the drums, don't you? They said, yep. I said, well, next year we're going to sing it. And it just grew from there. I've started singing that. I sing, we just released an album this year. We got 12 songs. Half of them are with me and half of them are with Tommy Lee. He's the lead singer of Crypt Kicker.
There we go.
We just have a great time with it. I just so thankful that I got my freedoms to do what I want to do.
Yes.
And, where at in the United, other outside of the United States, could I run a house and make a living?
Yes.
These people, the veterans, and, that goes on to the moms and the dads that lost kids and wives. They all gave up something for my freedom. I appreciate it, and I want people to know that I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. Like, really, really do appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people appreciate that because, this is our home and we're going to keep it our home. And that's all that matters. So we'll dive deep into the makeup, the craft, the characters and stuff. What can you tell me about your makeup team? Because I love the makeup aspect. When you guys have a team, what is
10
it?
to 12 years we've been doing in the house training. So if we have people moving out, we have people moving in. And so I've had one or two have babies, and it's been a tough season the last year or two, but we're bringing in a couple of even more professionals outside to come in and boost that up and keep Woods of Terror's makeup where it should be.
Yeah.
We're doing trainings once a month, twice a month, and then we got some. I don't know. He goes by John Graves.
Okay.
He's going to come in and he's going to lead the team this year, and hopefully have some people that can step up and my leaders can be here. But if not, we're going to take care of it. Whatever we got to do to keep Woods of Terror atop.
Yeah.
The icon characters probably started clicking about 10 or 12 years ago. At one time, we were doing a lot of Facebook lives, and it really worked out. It doesn't work like that anymore. Social media is always changing.
Yes.
But so we've got some great characters in the Midway, and some of them have been designed by my actors, and I've actually purchased a couple of them because they were really good and they wanted to move on or they wanted to play different characters. So I'm fixing it where I own the characters, and we can make keychains and stickers, and it's all in house, and we can put them on T-shirts. So that aspect has really worked for Woods of Terror, and we're going to keep moving forward with that.
And I think that's like what really stands out with you guys, like for a lot of haunters itself, and for me, for instance, you really promote your people, and a lot of haunts out there really, find pictures off like Google and then put their name on it and then call it a day. But with you really
keep it in house.
You keep it in house. You show the people who Woods of Terror is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the worst thing in the world is to use an incredible CGI graphic from Brainstorms or some other haunted house and show that as that's what they're going to see when they come to your show. And I'm like, that is the poorest misrepresentation.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, no, my actors are good enough. They look good enough. The makeup's good enough. I'm going to show you what you're really going to see.
Yeah.
And if people come in, they might ask for one of the characters. And I say, yeah, they're standing right over there. It's not some made up artwork off of Fiverr that somebody wanted to use. And I just think that's a poor representation. Honestly, I don't know what haunted houses are doing it, but they might be mad at me. But I'm like, hey, I'm going to show you our characters. I'm going to show you how good we are. And I mean, we even have people contact us and go, hey, is this video of the haunted house? Is this a real video? Like I made the video up. And I'm like, no, we were open. I recorded the video of the show because some people do think it's a fake video. I'm like, no, this is our show.
Yeah.
So, and I've always wanted to be honest with them and be upfront. And so when they come here, they see what my commercials look like.
That's so cool. That right there, I think that just like really, I don't know, you feel it, you feel it in the videos, and I can only imagine what it feels like in person. And hopefully, one of these days we can take that time and actually feel that.
See, that's what's rough with us. With us being actors ourselves, it's hard because our haunts run in the same time other haunts are, and we don't ever hardly get to make it out to the other haunts.
But I'm
that's why I'm doing August 23rd. So y'all should come. And you can bring your characters and act.
Dang, we're getting the works.
Yeah, that would be so cool. And just I don't know how to explain it, but you're just, I don't know. Again, I'm a huge fan. I was talking to him earlier. Honestly, I was talking to my old lady last night, and I'm just like, she was like, "What's the matter with you?" I'm like, it's just this interview coming up, and I'm low key flipping out because him and I have been running this show for 6 years, and we've been trying to see like what we can do to step up our game. Obviously you got to fail to learn, and that's one thing that we've learned, doing this show. And we didn't know what we were doing. We at first we started talking about just haunting, and it's like, all right, well, we need to find something else. Then we started talking about something else that was stupid. And then we took like a month break, and then we we came back, we sat down, and we found our niche when it came to not just talking about haunting. Let's give these people the experience that they need. So, we're talking about the ins and outs of our haunted experience, and we started interviewing bigger people
Yeah, spit
like
it out there.
sorry about that. Bigger people like Slider Jesus, the warden's widow from Mansfield, and just hearing their incredible stories. And we learned something. We all start somewhere. They're just like him and I. We're normal people too. So then it's like, okay, so we took like a 2-year break, and we're like, all right, man, we need to. We just went to Transworld this past year, and I sat down with him, and I was like, all right, dude, we gotta get this show back going. So we started back up, and I presented something to him. I said, man, let's talk to the people that run the haunts, not just the owners, but let's really find these people that make the haunts, the haunters. And we talked to a gentleman from Laurel Asylum, no Laurel House of Horror in Maryland, and his name was Dinwiddie the Clown, and he just started about 5 years ago. Now he's in Pro Air magazines for makeup companies, and beforehand he was living a rough life.
Yep.
And just what haunting meant to him,
It just helped turn his life around.
it helped turn his life around. I'm like, oh shit, wow, okay. So I looked at him, I said, man, we're on to something. So then we started talking to another person, and we heard her story, and she's a teacher, and she teaches kids. But then, on the weekend, she turns into a terrifying banshee that is terrorizing kids. So it's like the stories that we hear is so remarkable because we're all one big family. We may look different, we may act different, but we're literally doing the same thing. So, and then to hear these stories, it's just it's so fun. It is so fun.
So I would think my part of that story would be at the age of 12, I walked across the cow pasture with my grandfather. I actually live in their house right now. They passed on. And I said, he was going to sell all the cattle. He said, Eddie, I just can't make any money with the cattle anymore. You take them to market, you can't get no money. And my first instinct was, I don't want the farm to be sold. How are we going to save the farm? So, I thought, well, I'll start Wichita and I can raise some money. So over the next 12 years, I watched it be sold off, given away to other family members, couldn't control it. And I've only got that 10-acre plot. That's the only I bought all. So when I started, I obviously didn't own anything.
Right.
So I started in, let's see, that was 2017, I think. I purchased my Midway part, and then last year I purchased 10 acres, and I got 10 acres left. So I'll have it all back. And when my grandfather died, I found it where my great grandfather bought the property in 1941.
Wow.
So if I can get this last 10 acres back, I'll have it all back.
Well, I mean, good for you for, just literally keeping it in the family. And, you've created something just amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. With you lead over 100+ actors each night, what is the kind of trust and passion you put into these people?
We have all different types of actors come through here, and some of the guys you don't have to look at them and say a word. You can see it in their face and their eyes, and they're ready. But we also have hype circles at night. We get them hyped up, and man, we have some training. I have Alan Hobbs will be coming in this year for 10 years straight. And man, when they get done with our training, they know who they are, what they're going to be. And I could take, the worst actor, and by the end of the year, I'll talk to one of my actor coordinators. I was like, did you see how good Wanye was? Man, he was so bad when he started. And they just all improved so much here in 1 year. And if they've been here 3 or 4 years, they are just killing it, man. We have great trainers, and then we have a great atmosphere to learn in. So, and if you make a mistake, you reset and get it right the next time. And then you guys know there's 20 to 25% of those actors that can be a midway actor. It's not for everybody.
Yes.
And to see those kids go from a really bad actor to graduate to like, hey, you're going to be in the Midway this year, that's a great opportunity. And then when they realize when they get it, they ain't ever looking back.
Yeah.
And it's just great to see the kids grow. And sometimes we have some older people come in, and I really love those guys because those guys really want to be here and they're serious about acting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so cool. Now, another thing that inspires me about you is your anti-bullying. I love the fact that you protect your people. What got there to the point where you're just like, all right, listen, we can't have this no more. You guys are my people, and we need to figure this out together. What was getting to the point where you're just like, all right, I got to put an end to this? Like, what was going on, if you don't mind asking? Let me ask
Yeah,
it.
just watching people zeroing in on very meek people. Raggy actually went on a live one night, and people were just trashing him in that live. And I got on there. I said, "You want to come whoop somebody's ass? Come to my house."
Yep.
I just get tired of it. You've met them all, you've seen them all. They're still out there, and they want to push and shove people, and it's just, I sat down and did a video like 5 years ago in the Midway one night, and I think that thing's got over 1 million hits now. It's just
Yep.
stop shoving my people. It's like, they won't shove me and they won't push me. So don't go to my shortest male actor or female actor and shove and push her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, it's just a bunch of cowards. And, we have a pretty hefty security staff here. We run 4 sheriffs a night. And if I can catch them, they're going to come out and they're going to leave. And, that's just no way to treat people.
Yeah.
And and I'm just not going to let it happen. That's just all there is to it.
That's awesome.
See, we've had that experience ourselves, and like over the years that I've acted at different haunts myself, I noticed when the haunts did introduce alcohol, I noticed that's when people start to get,
a little rowdy.
and they start, trying to start stuff. Because also at our haunt now, usually 2 to 3 times a year, we have different bike nights where the actual biker clubs come in, and there's just them alone is usually 2,000 to 3,000 of them coming on top of the regular crowd that you have coming. And, bikers hold the reputation. I mean, they can get a little wild themselves sometimes. And we're like you. We do have a security team, so they try to keep everything, right. But I've worked at haunts where I've been punched in the face by, just because, again, just a scare, and people just jump, and it's just a reaction. They smack you, so we let it slide. But you get some people that will try to attack you because they're just having a bad night. And it's good to have someone that really does care. And over the year, I've seen many YouTube videos and some of your informational stuff where, you come to Woods of Terror, I'm not tolerating, and we love it.
You make a point. You make a solid point. Like, you fuck up, you're going to get a free cop ride.
Yeah.
It's a nice one. Then you get a free bed, a free toilet. I mean, it's all free, man, if you want to make this decision. That's so cool. So when it comes to pushing actors to, like, success, you run a team. How do you guys really push your guys' like crew to present a better night each night that you guys have?
Well, I have 2 actor coordinators, and I also have another person that goes through the woods that's pep talking them, keeping them up. And we have to tell some people there's I know they're coming from lives and jobs, and Lord, they want to scream, but they got to leave all that at the trash can at the front door. I told them if they want to pick it up on the way out, they can, but you can't bring it here. And you got to be positive. So I think that a lot of that, comes from my upper staff, senior staff, and they care about each other and they ask. So when they get here, it's a whole different atmosphere. They want to be here. The person beside them's been through the same stuff they've been through. They all love each other. And then from there, we just got to get them hyped up and get them into the show. So it's a great place to learn, and also a great place for the family aspect.
Yeah, I think that's like the best part. And I've learned throughout the years of just being a haunt actor or just a normal employee at my job, communication is probably the most important thing. And if you're not going to try to be a leader, at least try to follow and soak up any information that you can so you can stay safe. You can watch your people, you can be by your people, and if you see somebody down, don't just walk all over them. Give them the encouragement to really push themselves to be the best. Even though if yourself is not doing the best, it's okay to literally push yourself to give that someone the courage to really do something different. And I've learned out through the years, and I've talked to people that are just starting off in a haunt for the first time ever. And, you know, you get some people that like, well, I'm better than you because I've been here 12 years. But I was just more of, you know what, I got a hand and I got knowledge of this, and I need somebody that really is willing to do it. And when they show it to you, it may not be the best at first, but you know that you can change their mind by working with them. And it really helped me to really encourage myself. It gives me motivation to see other people succeed. You know, I can sit back and I can watch somebody do something that I've never seen them do before. And then you look back 5 years ago, it's like, man, I don't know if I can do this. And then all of a sudden you look at them now and it's like, well, good for you, dude. Like I'm so happy that you really pushed yourself to the limit, and to have that motivation. They may have more motivation than I do, but to see somebody really go for it, that's important. That's really important. That is so cool. What do you say to someone who wants to quit the Midway, like throughout the season? Are you like, all right, or you walk them through it, or is it just one of those things where you're just like, see you later?
Well, we a couple of years ago, we would pick the best actor of the night, and if you were the best actor of the night, you could go into the Midway the next night. And I found out, really quickly, it's about a 50-50 split. Some of them people don't want to be in that environment and they don't like it, and other people love it and they thrive on it. So we've always had that open thing where, if you get into Midway and you don't like it, that's fine. You obviously were doing great in the woods and you can succeed there. So we give them the opportunity to pick what they want. If they hate the Midway, I'm not going to make them be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a moment where an actor just looked at you or somebody and it's like, I don't know if this job is for me? Do you try to inspire them to continue to move forward? Not necessarily forcing wise, but more so just like not in the Midway or just in the attraction, just somebody that says like, I'm crying for help.
Yeah, I think, we do auditions, and I'll let Jimmy pick them out or Eddie pick them out where we think we're going to go, and then we watch them, and then I'll approve it. And then out of 100, I'll probably move 3 people. I'm like, no, this guy's going to be better in a fun house, or this guy's going to be better in a Texas house. So once we do that, I'd say 97% of the people fall right into their roles. And there's always the 3%. They're not comfortable. They're not liking their spot. And, we got one guy now. We had to move him 3 times last year, but the final third time we moved him, like, thank God he fell into his role and found his calling. So, and I think that placement, due to the size, also matters too. But placement is probably 90% of it. You can place people in the wrong spots and they're not going to succeed.
Right.
A Midway actor could probably succeed in any scene.
Right.
But certain people can only survive in certain scenes. And you know what? That's great, because I have 20 or 30 of those guys, and they've been doing their scenes 5-6 years. And they don't want to move. They love it. And you always need those people that come every night and do what they're supposed to do.
That's so cool. No, yeah, it's always good to find that one spot. Because I remember when I first started at Land of Illusion, they put me in this scene, and it was just not my cup of tea whatsoever. And then the manager came up to me, instead of like downgrading me or dogging me or whatever, he was like, all right, let's put you in a different scene in the middle of the night. So I went to a different scene. They shoved me in the very end of the haunt. And my assistant manager at the time gave me some pointers on how to improv of what I'm doing and stuff. And when we were talking, he showed me how to act. He showed me how to improv, how to approach people, how to do this. And then he put me in a scene where I stuck to I think I was there for like 4 or 5 years, where they gave me a chainsaw. That was it. That is, you gave me a crutch where I feel comfortable enough where it's like, if I can't get nothing out of my body language, I got a chainsaw, and I've learned to adapt with so many other experiences just running the chainsaw and stuff. And it really, really showed me how to become a real good haunt actor, not only using a chainsaw, but to use body language, to use my mouth to tear you apart. It was just really, really interesting on how we did that.
Yeah, I've had situations like that, and then you can put the chainsaw down and be who you were meant to be. And now
Yeah.
you've learned everything using the chainsaw, and now you don't need it.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, here in the future, do you ever plan on passing the torch from Bone Daddy to someone else, or is it going to all end with you?
I think it's an all-in thing, man. I would miss it a little. I wish I had a 18, 19-year-old, 21-year-old son to
Mm.
take my spot. I think that would be the way to do it. I could go back to running the show, and he could do Bone Daddy, and it would be a great thing. But
Mm.
that hasn't happened. So
No.
I mean, you can always get your body stuffed, and we just put you up on the stage, and you just pose like there
Yeah.
he is. He's still running the haunt. He's not much of a.
He's
talker.
here in spirit.
Yeah, he ain't much of a talker.
I do have a fake one, and somebody actually went over and said something to it one day. And I said, I'm over here, and they said,
Yeah.
"Oh, shit,"
Oh.
they were talking to it. But I have a great time doing it. I have been going to the gym more because holding that snake for 22 nights in October is horrendous on my back.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
But,
I believe it.
I'm a little worried about the 65-year-old Bone Daddy and how he's going to pull that off. But I still got a couple years in here, I think, and I'm not going to retire. I'm going to keep running it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be out there in a wheelchair, but I'm gonna be like, there's Bone Daddy. He's been doing it 60 years in a wheelchair, but I'm gonna do it as long as I can.
That's all that matters. I mean, having that passion and heart, just don't stop. I even told myself so much. I was like, I don't care if I'm in a wheelchair. Drag me around.
Just drag me around.
I don't care. I don't care at all. I love it. It's so fun. And just the people that you meet. I know, like when it's not even just the haunt that you work at, or it's just like when you meet people out at like Trans World. I bet you've met so many interesting people since you've done Woods of Terror, and some people you're like, what in the hell am I doing with myself? Did you ever think that you would be in this spot in the haunt community 30 years ago?
Oh no, I had no idea. And I talk about my grandparents. They were nice enough to let me buy my first piece of property from them, but they would sit right out here on the patio and watch all the cars come in and leave. And my grandma would tell me, she goes, I just don't understand. People pay you money to scare them in the woods. I would never pay you. And she used to tell me, she goes, you'll grow out of that one day. And I said, okay, Grandma.
Yeah.
I knew that I wasn't going to grow out. I was actually growing into it.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't think it would be this. And I didn't think that, man, I've probably been to 42 states, traveling the world, watching haunted houses, doing stuff, all because I own the Woods of Terror, and I've had a great life. And I'm a Christian man, and I tell you, some of the haunters I've met are nicer than the people that go to church with me.
Yeah, amen to that, because like
Really, really good people. And but man, I couldn't. I hope I live another 30, 40 years. But man, if I died tomorrow, I'd had a great life and a great experience, and it wouldn't be about the money I made. It'd be about the people I met.
It's the journey that really matters. It's literally eventually, like I've learned so far. Again, I'm 32 years old, and I'm just starting my life. I got a family. My kids love the fact that their dad's a haunter. They work at haunted houses and stuff, and they really have the passion like I do, and I see myself in my kids. And I had just last year my youngest son, which is 11, act with me last year, and I remember I was acting with them, and I had to take a step back and just watch. And that moment was just like, whoa. Okay, this is a real good dad moment. I'm gonna sit here and watch my son. And the funniest thing is, he tore it up. He was dropping people, and he wanted more. And I'm like, son, dude, it's 1:00 in the morning. I don't know if I can have any more. I'm done. He's like, no, Dad, I want more. I'm like, well, you'll get more tomorrow night because I'm going home and go to bed. I'm over this. I'm over that. Now, when it comes to haunting, what does haunting mean to you?
A lot of people, I had to catch up, when I was 19, 20, 21. I hadn't seen a lot of the horror movies that most people had seen. I had to play catch up. But, haunting to me is really about building the show, putting the show together. It's not about really any certain haunted house or horror movie. I think for me, it's about the production of the show. And obviously, um, the last 20 years, Bone Daddy's been a huge part of that. And just the whole aspect of getting to meet the people and them to come tell you or seek you out and say, "Yeah, I heard you were the owner, and man, what a show. I can't believe how good it is." And, you know, to have people start going, hey, I went to Halloween Horror Nights. I'd rather come here. And stuff like that really makes you feel good. And it's been a great experience. And so, but running the show and putting the production together, and that's my favorite part.
That's so cool. Yeah, I tell this to anybody and everybody that's listening. I probably said it on every episode, and I'll say it again. And I love saying it. You were not born a monster. You were made. And that really sticks with me. And I love that. And it means so much in so many ways. It's so true, because I felt like, when moments come in your life, don't take it for granted. Enjoy it. Soak it in, because eventually your learning experience will take you somewhere if you really pay attention. And to see somebody live their random dreams that you've created, you didn't know you're going to be this icon. And when you're walking the trade floors, you got people like, "Hey, dude, it's Bone Daddy, it's this what I cannot believe this." And it's just, for us, like, it was just such a heartful moment.
Hey, I'll be honest, when we were in St. Louis, we passed by your booth, I don't know how many times, like, where's he at, and we didn't get to see you, but yeah,
it's not necessarily an intimidation thing. It's more of like, whoa, that's literally, like, to us, like, that's in the haunt world. To us, it's like a living legend. Yeah. You have such a huge heart in the haunt community, and the haunt world means so much to us because it's changed our life so much, and it's made us who we are. And to see somebody represent it like you do, there's nothing but high appreciation for that.
Well, I appreciate it. We were flying home from Midwest Haunters, and I got on the plane, and somebody goes, "Are you Bone Daddy?" That is kind of fun. And you're like, "Yes, I am. How did you know?" And you're like, "I have a picture of you on my phone."
Somebody's creeping.
Yeah.
Well, one thing before we end this, do you want to talk about any events that's starting up for this year, for 2005 at Woods of Terror, and when do you start?
2025.
2025.
Not 5. That's
I'm
20
sorry,
years ago.
dude. My brain's all out of whack.
See, you got him out of whack.
Well, for sure, August 23rd will be open one night. Haunters, influencers, and guests that come, that guys like yourself, that there's just no way you can come in October, and I understand that. I wanted to do that, and but if you can make it up, the tickets are free. You can do the daytime, nighttime, or you can just do the nighttime. Great opportunity. Come check it out. After that, we'll be open September the 13th. And in September, we're doing just Saturdays this year.
Okay.
I think I'm drive all my tenants to one night, and I think we can do a better job of that, because 90% of my tenants is in October.
Okay.
And but man, Slider Jesus will be out 2 weekends this year. Mischief, Dead City Collective, and so many more. 69, 67, something like that. Guest actors coming this year.
Awesome.
And, great opportunities. Woodsoftera.com. Log on, buy some tickets. Come check us out.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Bone Daddy, appreciate you so much.
It's been an honor. We appreciate it very much.
It's been. I wish you the best of luck this year, and I hope I just hope you have an amazing year. I really do.
I'm having my best year this year. I'm already calling it.
There you go.
Let's do this. We're rooting for you. Well, I hope you have a great day, great weekend, great week, and you just happy haunting for sure.
All right. Maybe if you can have me back on near Christmas, we'll talk about Krampus.
You know what? We'll keep
do
you
it.
to it.
We'll keep in touch. We'll do it.
We got we're going to do 2 weekends of Krampus this year, and maybe y'all could come out for that.
Yeah.
Guest act, but man, we did Krampus last year and was blown away how many people came and how many people loved it. So 2 weekends this year, and we're growing, and every event's growing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and just stay safe out there, man.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Yeah. Yeah.
Better settle down. The cameras can't handle all that.
Sorry, guys.
Cameras can't handle all that.
Guys, that was Eddie McLaurin, Bone Daddy from Woods of fucking Terror. The man, the myth, the legend, Bone Daddy. Bone Daddy. Sorry. Bone Daddy, if you've seen that, I'm so sorry. I held it in for an hour and I had to let it go. I was trying to be professional. I was trying to be good. I was trying to be happy, and I didn't really want to fuck up my interview. I was probably asking a lot of questions, and I talk a lot, and I'm sorry for that. I'm still talking. Steve, stop me. Stop me. Button. Anyways, guys, that was Eddie McLaurin from Woods of Terror from Greensboro, North Carolina. Guys, you guys have to fucking check them out. And if you haven't checked them out, keep talk. Let me repeat myself. If you haven't checked them out, you're doing something wrong with your life. You're not pushing yourself to get on your phone or your computer and type in woodsofterror.com and look at all their amazing events. Guys, you have to go see what they produce, what this man does. This man is not only a haunter, he is literally a walking haunt legend. The man, he's like the Elvis of haunting. What are you doing with yourself? Tell him, Steve.
Obviously nothing.
God, sorry, guys.
You better calm down.
It's pure excitement. Again, guys, on August 23rd.
Yes.
August 23rd, he's having, I think it's a media night where people come out and enjoy lights on tours. And then at night, the fire burns. Yeah, that burns. And then in September 13th is opening night, guys. Parking is cash only, so fucking remember that.
Remember, in September, he said he's just going to do Saturdays.
Just going to do Saturdays.
No, because he said October is more busy for him, which is cool.
Which is understandable.
Which, again, sometimes in the haunt world, some people got to do things a little different because we go constant Friday, Saturdays. But our problem is I noticed at our place, Friday nights in September, it's usually kind of slow for us because of the high school football games and stuff. And Saturday nights are usually busier, but I understand, it's still nice to have the option if you want to go Friday night.
And it's kind of like the beginning of September kind of feels like summer. Yeah. So I get that, and he probably gets more of a hell of a business by literally just sticking through Saturday and stuff and building it up to the spooky season. Yeah. But the man is literally an amazing person.
Well, I'm good. I'm glad he took time out of his schedule. And
well, I see on the schedule right here, November 2025, November 7th and 8th. There's these little light bulbs with crosses through them. So I'm assuming
lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah.
Ooh. Guys, go check him out.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yep. There it is. Terror in the Dark.
Yep. Terror in the Dark.
Yeah,
you don't even know.
I don't even know. I just found out. Guys, if you guys want to go check them out, again, woodsofterror.com. Go follow them on all major platforms and just like their stuff, promote their stuff, get their stuff out there just to see the inspiration that this man does. And the crew, it's not just him. It's his crew. It's his monsters. It's the people that really love what they're doing. They're willing to push.
If you guys are curious, get on YouTube and just type in Woods of Terror.
Just type it in.
It will have all different videos of all the different stuff that goes on out there, and it gives you a great idea of what's really going on. And it's, like he said, it's all the real stuff. It's videos that he shot, most of it. And then you see other people's stuff that they've recorded with their phones or whatever, but they have a lot of their own personal stuff.
Well, now I feel bad because it's like, don't get me wrong. Yes, we post a lot of AI stuff. The only reason being is why I post a lot of AI stuff is because we don't have an artist, so we have to use what we got. So AI helps us out. But Woods of Terror, you got it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you guys fucking got it. Like I bow down for you. I bow down to you. But again, guys, woodsofterror.com, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah.
If you haven't, you need to.
You need to.
And if you will, then do it.
Yeah.
What are you fucking doing?
Yeah.
Get off this podcast, turn off the podcast, and go to the fucking website. Jesus. Quit listening and just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Do it.
Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah.
Just go. What do you think about that one, dude?
Well, again, I'm glad he did it. It was awesome that he took time. Like I said, I know he's a busy man. I mean,
I can tell.
Yeah, he's busy, and I'm glad again he was cool enough to sit down and talk with us.
He gave us 57 minutes.
Yep.
And I know it was
Well, again, that's cool though. You know, he invited us out, and you know, wanted us to come act if we wanted to. And it's a great, awesome offer. And it's just the only thing is with us, you know, our schedules. Our schedules are stupid with work, and then Dark Carousel, we got a lot of stuff going on. Plus, it is also the start of Haunt for us. We'll be busy getting ready for land stuff, and again,
it's exhausting.
it is, and again, it's greatly appreciated.
Steve, if you say again one more time.
I don't care. You say awesome 500 fucking times.
It's
So don't-
because it's my nervous
don't-
word.
Yeah, you do it every interview. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. After every question,
That's awesome. What am I supposed to say? Cool, bro. That's cool.
change it up.
What am I like?
I'm gonna put soundboards just for you to change it up.
Just awesome. It's just awesome, dude.
So,
We do have a few people that we're going to be interviewing, and
I've seen the list keeps growing. So
it does keep growing. I need to cross 2 out now. So
Why you got to cross 2 out? Oh, because we just did them.
yeah, we just did 'em.
No, I'm talking about in general. We got still plenty more to go, and we just got to figure out
Yeah.
times and all this other stuff for it.
Well, I know, and we're gonna promote this one right meow, which is I just seen it because, hold on. Okay, so we are interviewing. He just said the person's name, Mischief the Clown,
Mhm.
and that is on. Was it the 18th? No, it's the 17th. The 17th of June. So next Tuesday.
yeah.
Next Tuesday, we're interviewing Mischief. And then the 25th of June. I know.
Don't schedule anything out past that.
Nope, that is it.
Because remember, I'll be gone.
And yeah, for vacation and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that is the 25th of June, and that is with Vortex and Slinky. But
Now the second week of July, I'll be back. So
the second
week of July, we can go back.
But guys, if you're listening to this episode, and
we got a lot going on, guys.
we have a lot, we're really
we
busy.
like photos, videos. We're gonna get on that this weekend.
and it's
So new shit's coming.
new shit is coming, and we just had another haunt reach out to us about doing a potential
Photo thing for them.
workout with them.
So
not really work as haunters, but
Yeah,
go out there as
just-
Dark Carousel.
yeah,
And really,
interview out there type thing.
that's in Indiana.
We'll see.
But the possibilities are here. But the
Yeah.
coolest thing that I tell him all the time, you guys are noticing us, and I love that. So this is the reason why we log off this way. I say go fuck yourself, but I'm going to take that away. I'm going to take it away for a good reason. Because it's just fun, but I just don't like using it no more. I'm going to say it. Let's go fuck yourself. But anyways, guys, my name is Arthur. I'm Snags. That is Steve. That is Mr. Sweets. We are Dark Carousel. We are here to try to find the best of the best that's out there, or even the people that are upcoming being the best. We want people that stand out, and we want to hear your story, your passion of being a haunter. Reach out to us at darkcarouselpodcast@gmail.com. And if you really have an inspiring story on where this journey began for you, let us know.
Now, again, another thing that we try to make clear to some people, because some people don't understand this. There are so many haunts out there, and a lot of these haunts have a lot of actors. We don't get to interview every haunt's actor. It's impossible that we can't do it.
If it happens, it happens.
We
kinda
get
thing.
to who we can, and we really, it's not one of the things we're just drop of a hat. We are really looking at actors that we feel that are really inspiring, that are killing it, and we want to help promote them because they are working their ass off, and we love it. That's why we bring the people that we do on, and it's like Bone Daddy. We've been following him for years and been trying, and finally we were able to sit down and talk with him, and that was awesome. And again, we're grateful. No, I did it for you. I know. I did that for you. So there. I switched it.
But again, guys.
There you go. See? It works.
It makes sense.
See?
It's a trifecta. I
Yeah.
just spit everywhere.
Man, here comes the Windex.
Oh, shit. But no, literally, like, we want to hear your guys' story. And if we don't reach back to you, we'll still reach back to you. But there still might be an opportunity to be on a show, but there also might not be an opportunity. But don't take offense to it.
No.
We're watching. All right?
We're watching in the shadows.
We're like scouts. Just, you know, I'll
We got our
peep in,
we
motherfucker.
got our binoculars.
Yeah,
We're
just
watching.
like, wow.
Yep, check.
She's really
check. Wrong person.
Oh gosh, her towel's coming down. No, I'm just kidding. No, no, we're not. We're like the peeping toms of like the haunt world.
I guess.
I shouldn't have said that on live.
Yeah, there you go. All right, guys.
Always watching you guys.
Yep. So,
yeah, again, guys, my name is Arthur, and that is Steve. We are Dark Carousel. The carousel never stops spinning, everybody.
all right.
See you guys. You were number one.
Deuces, guys.
Go fuck yourself.